Listen, sometimes a man will let you walk away not because he doesn't care, but because he thinks you'll always be there. See, when you were loving him, supporting him, answering his calls, checking on him, believing in him, he got comfortable. He thought your loyalty was permanent. He thought your patience had no expiration date. And when a man gets comfortable, he stops valuing what he has. Not because it's not valuable, but because he hasn't felt the fear of losing it yet. So he let you walk. Value comes with absence. It's a truth that many men don't understand until it's too late. You see, when a woman is consistently there, loving, supporting, and standing by a man through thick and thin, he begins to take it for granted. He assumes she will always be there. He assumes that no matter what mistakes he makes, no matter how he falters, her love will never waver. But love that is always available can sometimes be invisible to the very person who benefits from it the most. A man may not see her sacrifices, her patience, or the depth of her care because it's been part of his everyday life. He gets comfortable. He forgets that what he has in front of him is rare. And that's where absence steps in. Absence has a way of teaching lessons that words cannot. When she walks away, when she stops answering his calls, when she removes herself from his world, it creates a vacuum. Suddenly, there is silence where her laughter once filled the room. There is emptiness where her warmth once resided. And in that silence, in that emptiness, reflection begins. He starts thinking. He starts remembering. He starts replaying moments in his mind, the little things he overlooked, the quiet support she gave when no one else did, the times she believed in him when he doubted himself. Those memories become louder than anything else in his day. That absence forces him to confront a truth he ignored for too long. He didn't just have a woman in his life. He had a woman who added value, depth, and meaning to his existence. And now that value is gone. Men often don't process this immediately. At first, he might feel relief or freedom. He might tell himself that he's better off without the responsibility, without the emotional investment. But freedom without the right woman is hollow. It's like eating without tasting or walking without direction. The void she leaves is felt in ways he never imagined. Absence doesn't just remind him of what he lost, it amplifies it. Every moment without her is a moment where he realizes that ordinary relationships cannot replace what he had. Ordinary efforts cannot match her extraordinary love. And slowly, regret begins to seep in. It creeps into his thoughts when he's alone. It visits him in the quiet hours of the night when he thought he could sleep peacefully. It whispers to him when he sees other women who cannot hold a candle to her. When he experiences kindness that is superficial compared to her unwavering support, when he faces challenges and wishes he had her steady hand guiding him through. This reflection is painful because it exposes his failures and his complacency. It reminds him that he didn't fully appreciate her when he had the chance. It forces him to see the reality. He let something rare slip away because he assumed it would always be there. And that assumption cost him dearly. But here's the beauty of absence. It teaches without confrontation. It educates without argument. It opens the eyes that were once blind to what truly mattered. And for the woman who chooses to walk away, it is a declaration of self-worth. It is a statement that her value cannot be ignored or diminished. She doesn't leave out of spite or anger. She leaves because she recognizes her own worth and refuses to settle for anything less than respect, love, and genuine appreciation. And that is what makes absence so powerful. It is a mirror reflecting what the man failed to see. It is a reminder that love is not to be taken for granted and loyalty is not an endless resource to be exhausted. The truth is, a man may spend days, months, even years thinking about her, trying to reconcile his loss, wondering if he could have done things differently. And while he is caught in that reflection, she has already moved forward. She has learned the power of her absence. She has experienced the liberation of self-respect. And she has proven in the most profound way that value is never truly recognized until it is missing. The lesson is clear. Absence teaches, absence empowers, and absence reveals. The moment she walks away, the man may finally understand what he had all along. And that understanding, however belated, is a testament to her worth. Because the truth is, value is not always appreciated in presence, but it is undeniable in absence. Comfort can blind a man in ways that nothing else can. When he has a woman who loves him unconditionally, supports him through his ups and downs, and believes in him when no one else does, he begins to take it for granted. It's not because he's a bad man or because he doesn't care. It's because human nature often makes us blind to the value of what's always within reach. When love is steady, reliable, and unwavering, it becomes easy to overlook. He forgets the late nights she stayed awake worrying about him, the sacrifices she made silently, the encouragement she offered when he felt like giving up. He begins to think that her patience, her loyalty, and her love are infinite. And when he thinks something is infinite, it loses its urgency, its sacredness, its value. Comfort creates a false sense of security, a dangerous illusion that she will always be there, no matter what he does. And that's when mistakes start happening. He might speak carelessly, take her for granted, or fail to show appreciation because he assumes she'll forgive, understand, and continue loving him anyway. He doesn't realize that love isn't meant to be a safety net to catch every misstep. It's a gift. He doesn't see that what he has is rare, precious, and not easily replaced. A woman who stands by a man, who loves without conditions, who gives without expecting isn't common, and yet when comfort takes hold, he becomes blind to that rarity. He doesn't notice the little things she does, the way she smiles at him when he's down, the way she cheers for his victories, the way she sacrifices her time and energy to make him feel valued. All he sees is the normalcy of it, the predictability, and he begins to devalue her presence. He forgets that love is a treasure, not a guarantee. And the truth is, this blindness often doesn't become clear until it's too late. The moment she decides she has had enough, the moment she stops bending over backward, the moment she finally walks away with her dignity intact, that's when the reality hits him. He begins to see what he ignored, what he overlooked, what he lost. He begins to remember the countless times she forgave him, the unwavering support she offered, the sacrifices she made that went unnoticed. Suddenly, her absence screams louder than her presence ever did. Comfort had blinded him before, but loss opens his eyes. And now, he's faced with regret. He realizes that love, patience, and loyalty are not things to be taken lightly. They are not infinite resources. They are rare gifts. And when he allowed comfort to blind him, he failed to cherish them. This is why women who love deeply and stand firmly are so powerful. They don't just provide love, they set standards. They show a man what respect, support, and loyalty look like. And when a man fails to recognize it, when he allows comfort to blind him, he eventually has to face the consequences. He may try to come back, to apologize, to rekindle what he let slip through his fingers. But the reality is that some things cannot be replaced. Once trust and respect are taken for granted too many times, once patience and unconditional love are overlooked, the balance shifts. Comfort had blinded him, but loss wakes him up. And in that awakening, he understands that he wasn't just losing someone to walk away. He was losing someone extraordinary, someone who made his life better simply by being in it. The lesson here is powerful. Love should never be taken for granted. Loyalty, patience, and support are not constants. They are choices made every day. A woman who offers these consistently deserves to be seen, appreciated, and cherished, not ignored or undervalued. Comfort can blind him, yes, but when that blindness is lifted, the regret that follows is often unbearable. And that's why the women who refuse to be taken for granted, who walk away when their value is ignored, hold the ultimate power. They teach a man what he should have seen all along. And when he finally opens his eyes, it's too late to undo what he allowed comfort to blind him to in the first place. Walking away is one of the most powerful moves a woman can make in her life. It's not about anger. It's not about revenge. It's not about proving a point. It's about understanding your worth and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. Many times, women stay in relationships long after they should because they hope he'll change, because they love deeply, or because they fear the unknown. But the truth is, staying when your value is ignored only keeps the balance of power in his hands. When you remain in a relationship where you are not respected, appreciated, or cherished, you are giving away the most important thing you have, your self-respect. Walking away restores it. When a woman chooses to step back, to detach emotionally, and to prioritize herself, she makes a statement that words alone cannot deliver. Words can be dismissed, conversations can be argued about, complaints can be ignored, but action, walking away, cannot be denied. It hits him in a way that talking never will. It forces him to reflect on his choices. It forces him to see what he took for granted. It forces him to confront a reality he may have been blind to, that the love, loyalty, and care he had were not infinite. Choosing to walk away also shifts the power in the relationship. When you are always available, always forgiving, always there, the power rests with him. He can make mistakes, take liberties, and test boundaries because he knows you'll continue to be there. But when you walk away, when you set your boundaries, the dynamic changes. Now he is the one feeling the uncertainty, the longing, the gap that your absence creates. He starts questioning himself. He starts replaying moments in his mind. He starts thinking about how he treated you, how he spoke to you, how he valued or failed to value your presence. And all of this reflection is something words could never have inspired. You could tell him over and over again that he's taking you for granted. You could express your disappointment, your frustration, your hurt. But until he feels the void, until he experiences the space you leave behind, he won't truly grasp the magnitude of what he lost. Walking away teaches a lesson through experience, not debate. It's a lesson in respect, in appreciation, in understanding consequences. It's the kind of lesson that sticks because it's felt deep in the heart and mind. And here's the important part. Walking away isn't about punishing him. It's about protecting yourself. It's about choosing dignity over desperation, self-worth over attachment, freedom over familiarity. It's about sending a message that your value is non-negotiable, that your love is not cheap, and that your heart deserves to be treated with care. When a woman walks away with grace and composure, she doesn't just reclaim herself. She refuses to be dragged down by someone who fails to see her worth. She refuses to allow someone else's short-sightedness to defy, nay, her happiness. And in that moment, she is unstoppable. She is powerful. Walking away also gives clarity. It creates space for self-reflection, for growth, and for healing. It allows a woman to step out of the chaos of being undervalued and into the peace of self-respect. And often, it is in that clarity that she discovers her strength, her priorities, and what she truly deserves. The power of walking away is not just in the action itself. It's in what it represents. awareness, courage, and self-love. It's a bold statement that says, I will not be diminished. I will not be ignored. I will not settle for anything less than what I am worth. And when he sees you walk away, he begins to understand finally what he had. But even then, the power remains with you because you are the one who made the choice. You are the one who stood firm. You are the one who prioritized yourself. And that kind of power cannot be taken away. It cannot be ignored. It cannot be replaced. Walking away is not giving up. It's standing up. It's choosing yourself over someone else's failure to value you. It's the ultimate expression of self-respect. And it's a lesson that only action can teach. Regret is a teacher that no one wants to sit with, but it is one of the most effective lessons life can deliver. When a man loses a woman who truly loved him, someone who stood by him through storms, who believed in him when no one else did, and who gave him unwavering loyalty, he begins to feel something he may have never felt before, the sharp, undeniable sting of regret. At first, he may not even realize it. He may convince himself that he's fine, that life goes on, that there are other options, that he'll be okay without her. But deep down, he feels the emptiness her absence leaves. He begins replaying the moments they shared, remembering the way she laughed at his jokes, the way she supported his dreamer, the way she made him feel like he mattered. And suddenly, all the little things he ignored while she was there become glaringly obvious. He starts thinking about the patience he took for granted, the care he brushed off, the unwavering loyalty he assumed was endless. Regret doesn't hit like a storm. It creeps in quietly, insidiously, until it sits heavy on his chest. It whispers in the stillness of the night. It calls to him in the empty spaces of his day. It reminds him of the extraordinary woman he let go. The truth is, regret is not just about missing her presence. It's about realizing the value of what he lost. He begins to see that she was not just another person in his life. She was a partner, a supporter, a cheerleader, and a safe haven all rolled into one. She gave love without conditions. She forgave without resentment. And she invested in him when he may not have fully deserved it. And now, when she is gone, he is faced with the reality that what he had was rare, maybe even once in a lifetime. Men often don't understand love until it is absent. They may not recognize commitment until it is broken. They may not value loyalty until it is gone. Regret teaches him what words could not. He may have heard countless times that she was special, that she was extraordinary, that she deserved to be treated with respect and appreciation. But hearing words is different from feeling the void her absence creates. Now, with no one to fill that space, no one to remind him of her worth, he is confronted with the consequences of his actions or inaction. Regret is a mirror that reflects not just loss, but lessons. He realizes that love cannot be taken for granted, that care cannot be assumed, and that loyalty is not something to exploit. Every memory becomes a reminder of what he should have done, what he should have said, how he should have acted. And the more he reflects, the clearer it becomes. He let an extraordinary woman walk away because he failed to see her value. Regret, as painful as it is, has a purpose. It forces introspection. It forces accountability. It forces growth. Without regret, he may never learn that some opportunities are once in a lifetime. Without regret, he may never understand the magnitude of a woman who loved him fully, who believed in him fiercely, who stood by him unwaveringly. And while he struggles with these lessons, she has moved forward. She has regained her power, her self-respect, and her peace. She has chosen to honor her worth instead of chasing someone who couldn't recognize it. Regret becomes his teacher, but she becomes the example. She becomes the standard of what he lost. She becomes the reminder that true love, genuine support, and unwavering commitment are not to be taken lightly. The weight of regret may stay with him for a long time, and in that weight, he finally understands what he had. He realizes that losing someone extraordinary is not just about absence, it's about the irreplaceable gap she leaves in his life. The love she gave, the faith she had, the unwavering presence she offered, these are things that cannot be replicated. And that is why regret is such a powerful teacher. It teaches him lessons that words never could. It forces him to confront his mistakes, his ignorance, and his complacency. It shows him the truth of what he lost. A woman who was more than just a partner. She was a force, a blessing, and a love that many would spend a lifetime searching for and never find. And the final lesson he learns, often too late, is that regret is not punishment. It is awareness. It is understanding. It is the reality of loss and the value of someone extraordinary. And in that awareness, he finally sees what he should have cherished, appreciated, and held close all along. The truth is, when a woman walks away, she doesn't just leave a man behind. She leaves a lesson, a reflection, and a mirror for him to see. What he took for granted, comfort may have blinded him. Absence may have opened his eyes. Walking away shifts the power, teaching him through experience what words could never convey. Regret becomes his teacher, reminding him of the extraordinary partner, supporter, and love he lost. And while he struggles to process what he allowed to slip through his fingers, she has already reclaimed her strength, her self-respect, and her peace. She shows that true power lies not in chasing someone who doesn't value you, but in choosing yourself, holding your dignity, and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. In the end, he may never forget her, because losing someone extraordinary is a lesson that stays with a man for a lifetime.